y'all bear with me with this information because it's a lot to hear. I know it can be a bit dry and long, but y'all just bear with me on this while I'm reading this. And I'm gonna call this segment "Angels and Demons." I really wanted. I don't know which one I'm gonna call it. It reminds me of the angel and demon on your shoulder, like making the right decisions, going the right course, taking the right direction. But let me read this. The first card that I had pulled out on here, I just wrote it down in my book so it'll be easier for me to give y'all this information. But it's Alpha, home of the light elves. Alphamires, or if I'm saying it right, Elfamir, I might not be saying it right. In Old Norse golden age of the Vikings, mysterious beings that they have the ability that make them worthy of sacrifice, worship, and ritual supplication. They are powerful beings called on by gods and mortals alike to intercede in worldly affairs. Their presence is radiant and they are well disposed towards mortals. They assist they assist the gods in their noble pursuits and are to be loved, feared, and respected. The light elves exude light and lives in a realm of luminosity. Both light and dark elves were advised not to procreate with the mortals. And I want to talk about that. It doesn't matter what, like I said, what culture it is. I know that everybody sees the same wars. They experience the same thing in their culture, religion, or whatever. They might be identified as the light elves, but in that realm, those were the angels. And I want you to understand that they have a light and dark elf. The light elf was the ones that were more or less like the angelic beings. The dark elves, as you know, they're the fallen angels, as we already know. And that was clarified by the Garden of Eden. It said outdoor breeding grounds, genetic labs, took rib of Adam and made Eve, which are ribosomes. That is our special sauce. If you have not known that, look into it. And then I wanted to write right here. Well, let me flip to the other side so I can read this part that it said. We're just going to be skipping around a little bit. The Garden of Eden, I put continue. Jesus was the spiritual aspect of our life. This is the being that we have. We need to be more or less like. Follow his path. That is the path of goddess, and that is going to lead us to the way that we're supposed to be living in the spiritual realm on the spiritual journey. Adam was said to be the first spiritual leader, but because of his sins, he was stripped of his position. The lesson is not to lean on your own understanding. So that goes back to the Garden of Eden, and when they was talking about the depletion of the apple or the fig, whichever one you want to deplete it as, it was really that apple really represents desires, and I want to get into this as well. It said desires, own understanding, and it was like, in a sense, like a free will, like going off our own understanding. Eve, greatest sin was really using her own discernment or going off her own understanding of what she think what was translated to her to be true. Being tricked, like I said, the bad thing about desires when they're not aligned with you, they're always going to be a fail to it. It's always going to be a repercussion to it. It's always going to be a disappointment. Like I used an example in the one of my videos before when I said like people wanting Jordans. You finally save up enough to get these certain Jordans, and then all of a sudden they come out with a new shoe. You're going to be always lusting and desiring more, and that is not what we're put on here for. And I feel like that was the actual first sin, leaning on our own understanding, acting out of desires that were not aligned with us. But right here, an interesting fact: Adam was punished because he didn't direct Eve, stand up to be the leader, and cast blame only upon Eve. And mind you, Adam was with Eve when she was speaking to the fallen angel. Adam was the representation of our physical, of how we supposed to live on earth. And because of those ways, we have generational curse, things that we have to, how can I say, fix within ourselves. And that's why Jesus had to come and pretty much was the catalyst for us to not necessarily wipe away our sins, but to necessarily show us the God of how to get out of that way of living. He was the spiritual being, and I look at as Adam as being the physical being. And another card that I pulled, it was my music card. It was Chris Brown, Under the Influence. That song represents a lot because it's talking about If you notice in his song, he was talking about Robitussin, different types of drugs and stuff like that. And that's why I said it ties into this reading. I feel like that's why God made me withhold this until I had got that information. But he was talking about Robitussin, which is a elusive state, a distorted vision. And clarified by that was humans. So I know that we're under the influence. A lot of people are indulging in drugs and stuff like that to try to weigh away the hardships or the things that they don't necessarily want to deal with within themselves. And like I said in the other segment, that's going to definitely tie into that. We are in an elusive state, or we have been in an elusive state, and that's the reason why we have not been able to see the truth of what we're going through and stuff. But let me continue reading. Another card right here, it said, you have been hearing ringing in your ear. What could that sound be? Is your ancestors calling out to you, trying to deliver a message? Now is the time to get near water. Clear your thoughts. Meditate with a blue candle. Take a spiritual bath so they can translate the downloads for clarity or simply for a peace of mind. You have the gift of clairaudience, and that's an open communication line from angels, source, ancestors, or your spirit team. Think of it like a spiritual telephone. So right now, we're in the phase of leaning on God, trusting, and going on God's understanding of what he wants our life to be, not what we desire. Because if we desire a certain outcome, God always have a different plan of what we always want it to be, but it's necessarily not going to be what we want to be. It might be aligned with our desires, but God knows best. And they have been communicating. If you have been hearing ringing in your ear, or like people might think you're crazy. You might be hearing communication, different communication. And you'll know if it's God or your angels communicating with you. They can communicate with you through angel numbers, messages, downloads, pictures, symbols, signs, animals, what else? Omens and different things like that. So just be on the lookout about that. And a picture, one of my picture intuitive cards, and this re-popped up again about that siren. And y'all know sirens are also a system to warn people about troubles coming, danger coming. So just think about that siren, that picture that I had drew as it's like a warning sign as well. And it goes back to, like I said, those cities that have been buried underwater. Most of these waters and things are drying out and things like that. I've been seeing a lot of readers picking up on this as well, so I know I'm point on as well with this. I'm not the only one getting these messages and these downloads. The waters are dry up, and they were even talking about the Euphrates River when that dries up. And if I'm not mistaken, I feel like some of those fallen angels were buried under there somewhere in that location. But anyway, let's get into it. The siren picture, and it was a mermaid or whatever. A lot of stuff dealing with water is coming to fruition. A lot of things that were hidden, those abominations that probably been wiped out about with the floods and different things. But the siren picture represents the dangers that sailors face at sea and associated with lust and danger of temptation. So along this journey, as we are the sailors, we're the fools. And that's why they call it a fool's journey. As we're going along this journey, there will be temptation and different things to trigger emotional traumas in us, or things that we have buried, as well as far as that water. Now, some things are resurfacing, and it's causing us to face them head on. So that's it. Also in the representation of that water flooding, those things that has been hidden, that you have put in the background. Maybe it's some things that are reoccurring and coming up again that you necessarily don't want to deal with, but at this time they're asking you to deal with this at this moment. And number 8, Scorpio, ruler of Pluto, a house of sex, taboo, death, resurrection, others, people, or possessions. Also at this time it's talking about anybody that is in a possession of other things, like any things that was not properly inherited, that was not a part of your generational wealth. Other people's possessions, getting in positions on other people's resources, just doing stuff in the wrong light. Where a lot of people are going through different rebirths and transforming, and so they can be independent as well. Or also, I see reciprocity in that as well. And it said resurrection. A lot of these things that has been buried, even translated on the physical, as far as things that has been buried, that has not been talked about, like these murders, these crimes and stuff that has been washed away and nobody has resurfaced in them. These are these people's worst nightmare. They're getting uncovered because God are sending us these downloads at this time. about these deaths, other people possession, how people stole from others and got in the position that they are in currently right now. It is being judgment called upon them. They never thought that this day would come, and it is here today. But right here, also what I outline, spiritual and materialistic. It resembles the symbol of infinity and deals with the recycled travel path of energy 8, resonating with authority, self-confident, inner strength, inner wisdom, social status, ego, and at the same time has the love for humanity and desire for peace, finding balance, trusting your intuition, and believing in yourself and thinking positive. So this is the energy that we need to be in. Those people that has been in that energy, they're receiving reciprocity at this time. We have a lot of us have been going through struggles, and this is on the other reading from Pisces season leading up to Leo season. It's a lot of things that is going to be translated and switching around. What goes up must come down. The scales are going to be balanced. Y'all be quiet. Be quiet. What goes up must come down, and it's things are being balanced. The ones that were at the top, like they said, the first shall be last, and the last shall be first. Now the roles are switching and things like that, and it's a lot of things that's going on in this world that people really need to pay attention to. The things that keep on reoccurring. We're living in recycled cycles, recycled travel paths. Even if it was in our past life, we're reliving these things over, and we got to understand where we fit into the scenario and how we are a part of this and how we created this for ourselves. And some of these people don't even know that they're in a loop of time, and you just need to pay attention to your surroundings. That's why they ask y'all to meditate, take those spiritual baths and stuff like that, so you can be broke of those bondages that are on your body, and not allowing you to align your chakras and stuff like that. And that's one reason why I'm going to show y'all my segment as far as that. Once I get these readings out, I'm gonna do a video of my massage therapy. I'm going to be using my children as an example to how to do Reiki healing and to heal certain aspects, how to align your chakras and different things like that. And also to show y'all some other gifts that I possess, because I have been just doing tarot, and that's not what I'm just limited to. But another card that keeps popping out is the Enneagram Type 1. And it even popped out in this separate reading, and that's how I knew it was connected. The Reformer. A reformer is a person who makes changes to something in order to improve it. So at this time, they're asking us to make these changes. That's the reason why some of these things, these traumas and stuff that we hid within ourselves, they're resurfacing. And that goes back with the angel and demon on our shoulder. We're at a battle within ourselves, a physical battle within ourselves and within our soul. Whether if we want to be on the good side of the field or the bad side of the field. Now is the time that you need to pick a side, because you're no longer going to have the ability to be in between energies. You're going to have to balance your energy or go with whatever way of the world. Be quiet. But right here, a security, and this is very important for people that are changing. These are the things that you need to pay attention to. These are the things that you need to embody within yourself. These are things that you probably didn't want to face head on with these hardships and these things these types of behaviors that you have been living in for so long and you don't know how to get out of it, or it's some people that just enjoy that type of energy. But you feel more secure when you're relaxed, spontaneous, playful, less critical of themselves and others. So minding your business, pretty much. Being in a relaxed state, being relaxed, being at peace is your security. That's where you'll find that healing. Your stresses is being irrational, moody, and depressed. And if you find yourself in this state, or you feel yourself going towards that, or certain energies that are around you that are putting you in that space, you need to relieve yourself of them, because anybody that is a positive person around you that wants you to be in a better light, they will want you to be in your security state, not being stressed out, being irrational, moody, and depressed. And some of y'all have been in these illusions so bad and so long that this is your energy. This is what you're walking in. But it's time God is asking you to heal this. And this is all tying in together as far as our iniquities, what started at the beginning of times. As far as our angels and demon on our shoulder, we both have that shadow and light aspect of us. But we have to balance both of them. And that's why we're going through these transformations, these death and rebirth. And that's why some of these things are being uncovered, these crimes and different things, so these people can switch their ways and get on the right side. Because there's a lot of things that are transitioning. Like I was telling y'all about these seals that are being broken. These are seals that are put in place to protect humanity at one point to hold these hardships back, but they're coming to surface. They're coming, and if you're paying attention to the signs and stuff, what is going on with the world, you'll know. If you're enlightened and you're on that side of the fence, that you know you're spiritually in tune, you know the changes that are happening and what is yet to come. But your challenges that you face is being inflexible. Being inflexible is pretty much not being allowing change to be in. You're not open to change. You're comfortable. You're complacent. Perfectionist. Life is all about mistakes. Nobody is perfect. If we were meant to be perfect, we would not. I mean, how would I say? We would all be robots. We would not be in the energy of having individual personalities, having different purposes and stuff like that. Nobody's perfect on here. Only the Most High is perfect because He made us. And to be right and to be real, we're perfectly imperfect. That's what makes us unique. The styles and the things about us, our disposition, our behaviors and different things, that's what makes us uniquely an individual. And it's up to us to wake that up in us and to live in that. It's important to be authentic. Being overly critical, like I said, as far as I said these in our past couple of videos, being patient with your journey. Is no rush, but in a sense it is, because the deadline is coming close, and I really want y'all to understand that things are going to happen, and I hope that y'all have y'all ship ready and built, because like I tell y'all even in my past videos, I'm not allowing anyone to go on my ship that I built up for myself. When I truly did the healing, I'm not giving you a uplifting to go in my ship to destroy what I build. That's where it comes to being at peace, to make sure that your energy is protected, to take those spiritual battles, to make sure that no negative people are around you at this moment. And being overly critical of yourself, looking at somebody else's garden and be like, oh, why am I not getting those blessings? Because you don't know what that person did in their journey and why they are at that place. God has finally bless them. You don't know what hardships, and I hate when people wish for other people's lives. When you wish for other people's lives, God will put you in that predicament to experience what that person experienced. And I guarantee you could not walk a day in their shoes, vice versa. They couldn't walk a day in your shoes. Everybody's journey is uniquely made for them individually. That's why we're uniquely perfectly imperfect. That's the beauty of us. God wanted us to know that the enemy couldn't have us, regardless of that we have these flaws and these iniquities on our life. We're still going to choose him regardless. Some may not. But repressed anger, that's why I said as well, those things are just translated, those things are uncovering, is coming to the forefront. It's making you, these cycles are coming back around to make you revisit. It's almost like a second chance at fixing it. It's giving me like a Saturn return or a return of whatever is your hardest lesson in your life, in your natal chart or whatever. Repressed anger, some things that we have not dealt with, and the reason why we're acting in these type of energies, attacking people, being irrational, being in an argumentative state, being in a delusional state of mind. And that's the worstest enemy. Like I told you, the worstest thing. The mind is the devil's playground. When it's not balanced, he has ways that he can come in and manipulate you and to think things are right. Just going back to that Eve thing. She went off of her own understanding instead of what God presented to her. And also, and I'm going to get on y'all masculine's ass. Y'all sit here, y'all are our protectors. Y'all are supposed to direct us in the way that we're supposed to be. But I understand that the mission is also hard because we have been in this delusional state, and that is the reason why us women have certain things on us, heavy karma on our lives, like with periods, childbirth being hard, because childbirth really initially not supposed to be hurtful or painful. It's supposed to be an easy process for us where we won't feel any pain. But these are our karmas, and also women that carries a lot of masculine energy. I'm one of them, and I'm learning how to balance that as well within myself. I have balanced it and still going to continue on working on that, because I have times where I'm not 100%. I get angry and stuff like that, but that's about the human experience. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to be in that energy. Don't beat yourself up because you're not exuberating in love, light, and peace all the time. God did not make us to be like that. We supposed to have a balance. We have a love, light, and peace side of us, and we have also an authority side, which I would say, that's our shadow side, where we speak out, set those boundaries, but standing in our power. That's not letting someone come in and play with us. Just because we're spiritual beings don't mean that we're always going to act in our love, light, and peace era of our life. We were made with shadow and light for a reason. but also being impatient, being mad, like I said, looking at someone else's garden and like, why am I not getting these blessings? Because you don't know what they had to do. Being patient with things to come in. If you manifesting things to come in and you keep thinking about it, going back and checking on it, like, oh, it's not happening. Maybe God is not blessing you with that because He wants to work on your patience. He wants you to focus on other things, build other things, heal other things within yourself, so that can allow it to come in, because it might be things that you need to clear up before those blessings can come in. He can only work with us when we work with ourselves. How can I say, it's not meant for, we're not put on this earth for God to bless us and to make things easy for us. Sometimes challenges that we face are put in place so that we can gain strength and to understand ourselves, so He can allow those blessings in. We have to fix ourselves so we can get the key to the door, but God is going to give us the key to open it. When we heal ourselves, that's how we end up getting the keys, and that's unlocking certain aspects of unlocking certain aspects, repressed memories in our brain that we have had hidden in us, even repressed emotions, so that we can heal and be on the proper state and to be able to go forward and to unlock those doors to step into our next level. And that my last segment was talking about Jacob's ladder to ascend. Being resentful. A lot of people are in the resentful energy. They are mad about the things, the shoulda, woulda, couldas. But you can only blame yourself. And I'm a strong believer that now, the things that you experience in your life is no one else's fault. It's on you, because think about it. Even if it was a negative person in your life, God probably showed you multiple times to let this person go, and to, so you can be in better energy. And now you allow this person to destroy what you build up and things like that, and you hold this heavy resentment inside of you. But it's only because of you allowed that energy to be around you. That's why I was saying, even on my story, it's time to take accountability. We are adults. We no longer have the time to be placing blame on other people. The more time we sit in and placing blame on other people, we are not taking the time to fix ourselves. When we take accountability, that is the first step to healing. Taking accountability, knowing what are your flaws. And then that goes into right here. It said, doesn't want to accept own's flaws. That's the only way you're going to heal. If you keep on sitting in that energy of like putting the blame on others, to saying this is happening in my life because of these things and stuff like that. No, sometimes God will shake up your shit just so that you won't be around these energies, or so that you can see yourself. That's what it comes into place with self-reflecting. We have to reflect on ourselves, being mindful of our actions, even being mindful of our body and the traumas that we're putting ourselves through. Your key desires. This is what you desire. One wants to be virtuous, ideal-driven, and accurate, and do things they believe should be done. And a lot of us, like I said, going on our own understanding, our desires, that goes back to it. Is these desires aligned with us, or these are man-made desires that they put in our face to want and need and stuff like that? And that's the mission of them, to keep us in a cycle, so we'll live our life out and we never accomplish anything, and we wake up at the end of our life and like, oh my God, I wasted my life away. And guess what you're gonna be doing again? Being reincarnated to start this life over. You're gonna start from square one. All those memories that you built on this life is gonna be wiped away, and you're gonna have to start from square one. And you will have to heal yourself and actually do the work. You're not gonna be able to transcend or ascend to the place that you want to be until you actually do that. And stop going on our own understanding, going and actually doing the research, looking within, not just taking people's word for golden. Even me, I'm telling you this information, but do your research. I encourage y'all always to do your research, because it might show you different things that I did not express to you, or something that's unique to your journey. Your key fear is, one fear is being bad, wrong, or corrupt, or being condemned for doing something wrong. And we always have that feeling within ourselves, like, am I doing the right thing and stuff like that. They will send you angel numbers and things like that if you're in tune, to let you know that you're going down the right path, like certain synchronicities like 1, 2, 3 that you see on the clock. 4, 5, 6. Those are numbers that I call that's like that song, Order My Steps. Those are telling you that your steps are ordered. You're on the right path. So pay attention to those synchronicities, those angel numbers as well. But your core value, these are the things that you need to embody in yourself. If you have these core values, if you embody these certain beliefs in yourself, I guarantee that you will get into that security state. You will be able to be rested. You will be able to enjoy the fruits of your labor. with the core values, being honest, having principles, humility. And that goes back to that last video that I did about seven heaven. The first step is humility. Where is it? Where am I at? Right here. Understanding the humility is pretty much how can I say? I don't know how to really put it. It's like having that care for humanity, for others, actually being understanding and understand. How can I say? Understanding that people go through different things and not kicking them down when they're at that point. Just being a good person, good manners, holding on to your beliefs, the things that you know to be true, but also do your research. Don't hold on to different beliefs that are not going to progress you in the right way. Cleanliness. That's also getting those spiritual balance, making sure your environment is clean so you can, when you are in a clean environment, you can think clearly. And I am honestly to myself, because I can be a bit messy as far as my clothes when I'm looking for clothes, just, tossing them and stuff, looking for something to wear. Cleanliness is next to godliness. Making sure your energy is clear. That's why I say getting rid of the different people. And even I'm going to tell you a trick as far as your environment. When your environment is dirty, that allows negative entities to enter there because they hide and mess. That's just even with y'all. When y'all are cleansing your energy, you're detoxing yourself, and that's embodying those good traits, even that good nutrients into your body, feeding your soul, not leaving the vessel empty for anything to come in. And even your environment, you have to put positive energy in. And tidiness and fairness, and being fair. Being fair is very important because God can switch those roles. Like I said, the first shall be last and the last shall be first. He can easily switch those roles. I have been on each side of the spectrum. And another thing with this, another card that came out with that was strength. Your strength is being truthful, ethical, responsible, purposeful, organized, hardworking, and practical. These are the things, that is your strength. These are the things that you need to, if you don't embody these certain qualities about yourself, this is something that you need to be working on. And that was clarified that Enneagram Reform one, like I was saying, that was clarified by ships. Blessings rolling in, partnership, relationship, friendships, fertility, symbol of faith, peace, discovery, disasters, power, fools. Like I said, the fool's journey, life, death and afterlife, journey, a voyage of life. Like I said, our ship, do not allow somebody to come on your ship that you build. And it doesn't matter if it's a friendship, relationship, a partnership, anything, even your ship as far as your vessel. Do not allow negative energies to come in and to destroy what you have built. Those that reformer is changing to be adjusted to your environment, the things that you want to create in your world. When you're adjusting, your energy is balanced, you're able to manifest. And that is the point of this journey. It's to be able to be in that balanced energy, to be able to manifest and bring stuff into reality, to create your own surrounding. It doesn't matter if it's chaos and conflict going on around. You can live in a peaceful environment in the midst of chaos. That's like sitting in the middle of the natal chart and sitting in stillness and watching everything around you go to shit. But you're balanced within yourself. That's even being in the core value of your solar plex, your power. Balancing it. Your solar plex is the most, like, that's one of the most important chakras. I feel like that needs to be balanced because it offsets everything. If you don't have power to do these things, how can you make these changes? But that also just protecting your ship, and that even the people that's trying to ride in on your wave or ride your wave, they cannot no longer do this because you're going to be in such a higher frequency that they cannot even come near you. And right here, another music card that came out was Lloyd's Player's Prayer. And this was talking about, it's not necessarily a player, but anybody that has that trickster energy with them. And it's a reformed player, finding other ways to master hurt. Like I said, these traumas are resurfacing. And that a lot of people are praying to God to be reformed, to be changed, but you have to also do the work as well. It's a reformed player, finding the other ways to master hurt. Broke a lot of laws in life and in love. Address the hurt. You hurt your divine counterpart, or you have hurt people that supposed to go into partnership with you. Acceptance is needed. is needed. Then thank you will fall in love. And that is not just on love with a partnership, as far as being in love with the things that you do, finding that self-love within yourself. Pray to God to restore your connection. And it also gave me 10 commandments by broken laws and promises. So it's time to, it's a lot of laws, like I was telling y'all. We got to follow cosmic laws, universal laws, spiritual laws. There are different laws that we have to embody. Even the 10 commandments, those are laws. Even the way that Jesus went along his path, those are guidelines, things that we need to follow to make sure that we stay in the right energy. And also right here, the third seal, meaning famine. These are things that are taking place right now. So that's to let you know also what energy, what energy that we're in at this moment and what is taking place. The third seal has definitely been broken. It has been broken for a while. And if you're a Christian and you're up to date on your Bible and you know about these seals, you know what's going on. The third seal represents famine. No qualms about taking advantage of a situation as long as they are guaranteed to make a profit. Pretty much, a lot of people are starving people. They're withholding stuff, putting blockages in different people a place, starving them. Pretty much, that's even starving the soul. Not embodying different qualities within yourself, not feeding the soul the proper nutrients and stuff like that. We're experiencing this on the physical and the spiritual aspect as well. And it can translate into mental as well. Like we're not embodying the right information, doing our research and stuff like that, healing our mental, like getting out that elusive state. Sometimes God is putting a lot of us in hermit mode to isolate us, to starve starve those bad negative traits within us so that we can embody those good traits. But this is also the things that are going on right now. Famine. You see that it's a lot of food shortages and stuff like that. Food is going up because there are food shortages that's going on. It's the same thing that happened during the Egyptian times when they had those disasters, those diseases, those droughts, floods coming in, eating up our crops. The water is drying up. The solar flares is getting a lot hotter. Our plants are not being able to survive in these environments. But God is doing that on purpose. It's gonna show the strength of us, our nation. For the ones that lean on God's faith, you will be saved. And the ones that believe in God and follow Him, and I even been telling y'all, and some other readers that been telling y'all, yeah, it's time for us to grow those crops. Any seeds that you can harvest, anything that you can harvest, because it's gonna be a drought very soon. And I hope that y'all understand that. Get those cans, restore your stuff, because the food is going to be very limited. This nation is going to be starved. But anybody that's taking advantage of a situation just to make a profit, those will be the ones that'll be starved because they were sitting on high horses. How can I say, anybody that is of high status that did not prepare themselves, they're eating the fine wine and dine and stuff. You will not be allotted to that at some point in time when this shit hits the fan. That fine lifestyle will not save you. That money will not save you because it's going to be non-existent. We're going back to the bartering system. He's going to send us back to the bartering system where we're living off the land. But God sends droughts, floods, diseases, insects, famine to warn us to return to Him. If you have not noticed that the world is going to shit, then you need to recognize it right about now. Because it definitely is. And what I was saying, starving the vessel of negative traits, stripping you of everything. So a lot of you that has built these foundations and stuff like that, even if it wasn't on a very harsh state, taking things from others, doing things in the wrong manner to advance yourself, and you don't even know who you might have been entertaining. You might have crossed the earth angel. You could have crossed somebody that was anointed by God. A person that was strong in faith with God, or angels are connected deeply within them. They have a spiritual connection with God, and you cross them. And some of y'all will be experiencing these changes in your eighth house, going through death and rebirth. And that's even possessions of other people's stuff. All these things, even reciprocity, things that people have took in the past life, of things that were not deserving of theirs, that was not there. They had to return that. And that gives me just the thing of return the stolen slab. Anything, these people that's digging up these tombs and stuff like that, taking the riches and stuff like that that did not belong to you, you're going to have to return that. If not, you will be experiencing this eighth house energy. And it's not going to be pretty. It's going to be very nasty. Just to let y'all know. Shit. But it said, starving the vessel of negative traits, stripping you of everything. Changes caused by the eighth house. When man governs without the guidance of God, catastrophic and destruction is not far behind. And that goes back to the first stage when I was talking about the Adam and Eve thing, going on your own understanding, being governed and going on the laws of man instead of what God put in place of us. Yes, it's going to be afflictions and stuff that's going to come up against us. We're going to be ridiculed. We're going to be outcasted and stuff like that. That's what they call the black sheep. You're the black sheep for a reason, because you have a mission on this earth. You're not meant to blend in with everybody. And some of us people are being stripped of these things so we can sit in hermit mode. And the people that trusted Most High know that you will be restored. You will receive reciprocity. You will reap these the harvest, because you have been watering your garden. You have been healing your vessel. You have been doing these things to make these changes for this eighth house energy. And I've been talking about this eighth house energy. A lot of y'all have been stuck on this eighth house energy for a minute. But just like I said, these people that sit in high places that want to play God, they will be dealt with accordingly. And another music card that came out, Ari Lennox, Pressure. And right here it says, what I got from it: pressure makes diamonds and bust pipes. Mother Nature, Gaia shifted Earth core. Changes in our magnetic field. Pressure to live a certain way, be a certain person for validation and acceptance. God is applying the person. Well, I must have wrote it wrong. God is applying the person to make us, applying pressure to make us adjust to being able to stand in our power. So these negative aspects, if you've been doing this healing and you're still experiencing the 8th house energy, it's going to be fleeing for your life soon. You're about to reap the fruits of your labor. And that's one thing he's about to show you. It's about to be a shift in our magnetic field. It already has happened. But in this Leo season, it's about to be a hard shift. And even when I was talking about that Orzat thing, August the 20th, it's going to be a shift in there, over there in Orzat Mountain, over there in Missouri and Illinois. I believe that's where it's at. If I'm not mistaken, don't quote me on that. Just go refer to my video. But it's going to be a shift in there. Something August the 20th is going to be happening over there for those crimes that they have did, those black crimes, driving people out their lands, flooding the whole city. And that's not the only city that has been flooded. A lot of these things are getting uncovered. Like I said, the water is drying out. Now we're about to see these people for who they really are. And God is putting us in this so we can lean on His understanding, His guidance and stuff like that. We are being put in position for the ones that got their position on by taking other things from other people, inheriting other people's generational wealth. You will have to return that. That is going to be returned to the rightful owner. For us to stand in our power, it's going to be a shift into position. The people, like I said, the first shall be last and the last shall be first. The people that has been taken for and has been stripped of everything, God is about to restore you and put you in the position that you deserve and where you belong. Go and sit down, baby. Okay, and the last one right here is Freya. It's a rune, a Mother Nature rune, Wealth Mother rune. Fertility, possessions, potentials, and fulfillment on a firm foundation. Promises returns through works done and creative ambition. Realizing success, progression of a project. Ensure oh my God, it's a tongue tie for me. Nourishment, stability, appreciation of hard work and profit. On cattle symbols, the person could make sound decisions, stands for wealth of a spiritual nature. Investments, time to invest in our generational wealth. Achieving a goal, also creating abundance and prosperity of the soul. Accumulating happiness forms the basis of wealth and power in your life. Sharing positive values and also nourishing and fulfilling others and their soul. So the rightful owners, the people that were false prophets or anything of that were not doing the works and not really healing these people, you're going to be put last because you're going to be stripped of everything. If you did not build your foundation on on strong roots, positive guidance from God, that's going to be stripped from you. And these promises that were promised to us that we've been waiting so long for is going to be returned to the rightful owner. We will get that appreciation for our hard work, profit, and even with the cattle. Like I said, it's giving me bartering system. If you don't know what the bartering is, that's when we were making trades through vegetables with cattle. You know, like doing trading stuff that we have harvest that we put hard work into making these things come to fruition. We're going to be trading goods amongst each other, not monetary things, because money is the root of all evil, and that's what got us to this place of now. A lot of people are doing corrupt things and different things for money, and money don't last always, because you're not what you came in with this world with is what you're going to be leaving with. So money can only buy you happiness on this physical, but in the spiritual world, like I said, it will not help y'all. But that's all I have for this one. And I'm going to end this right here, and then we're going to break it up, and I'm going to go into the next segment. So if you have watched this video first, and then watch the next one that I'm going to be putting up soon, because it all ties in together. So, like I said, love, light, and peace. Put up those boundaries. Do what you need to, and stay blessed. And stay working on yourself. Keep on doing those things. Even when someone say you can't, keep on doing it. Because you are worthy. God wouldn't have put you in this position. He would not bring you to a place where he's going to leave you stranded. He's going to always come through. You just have to have faith the size of a mustard seed. If you lean on him and trust him, he will get you through anything. I'm a strong believer because things are transforming in my life, and I don't like to speak about my blessings until they're here because I don't want nobody to come in and disrupt them. And that is also something that y'all need to be swearing to silence. Do not let somebody know what you're building, because that gives them the room to come in and try to destroy anything that you're building. Because some people don't want to see you win. And until you can recognize those energies and use your discernment to the fullest extent, until you heal that within yourself, do not tell anybody about what you're building behind the scenes. But like I said, be better than you was yesterday. And thank y'all for tuning in.